Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real Riff podcast. My name is Bill Markey,
My name is Thomas Angelo.
and this week we are talking about Peacemaker, Season 2, Episode 3. Can you see my John Cena figure?
We can see, well, people who are just listening to the audio cannot see it.
Oh, yeah. It's such a reality. It becomes my
Oh,
central
man.
reality when I'm just seeing you or it's in person. It's as if audio doesn't exist.
I know.
There's a John Cena figure in my hands. We are talking season 2, episode 3, Peacemaker, titled Another Rick Up My Sleeve. And quick tale of the tape, this Greg Mottola directed episode is about while Peacemaker is lauded as a hero, the alternate dimension also enables him to explore the depth of his connection with Amelia Harcourt. Later, Economos catches heat for the team's bungled mission.
Yes.
All right, let's start you.
Well,
Let's start
well,
off with you.
well. First, I think we should just comment about on how, the audio may sound different to people and the video may look a little bit different.
Oh yeah, true. We just had a moment about that anyway. Yeah, but this is our first one over Zoom.
Yes.
So bear with us, everybody. We're a
Yeah.
podcast, a working podcast in general.
Yeah, because you're back in Jersey, and I am back in film school in Chicago. Just moved into my first ever apartment, so
That's right. And
big
it's worth
changes.
noting. I'm sorry, go ahead. What'd you say?
No, I'm just saying big changes.
And it's worth noting that on a side note, speaking of Chicago, I'll be traveling out there in about a month to meet up with Tommy, attend multiple days of the Chicago Film Festival,
The
and check
international,
out
the international Chicago Film Festival.
International Chi-Town Film Festival. And we're going to see about 10 movies for sure, minimum 10 movies,
Yeah, at
maybe
least
more.
10. We
Yeah,
could
we'll
we
see.
could buy tickets to more. So
That's true. And then we're gonna do I'm sure multiple episodes. Maybe maybe one every night while I'm there. That'd be pretty cool.
yeah, that'd be
We're
awesome.
gonna do a lot of recording. So anyway, let's get to Peacemaker. What did you think of season 2, episode 3, Another Rick of My Sleeve? Because I got a lot of notes on this one.
I actually have a lot of notes too, and I kind of wrote them as the episode was going on. So
Same here.
did you want to tackle the episode like in a chronological order, just to cover that, or I mean, because
Yeah,
in terms of like a
yeah.
regular basis, I enjoyed this episode. I'd put it number two. Like the premiere is still number one. This is number two. And episode two is that number three.
I would agree.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I am really liking in general just the direction that the season is going. There's just one half of the story that I really really like, and the other side of the story that I just don't really give a shit about right now. That's kind of where I'm
Okay,
at.
I'm
Without
interested. You know what? How about you say chronological order? To start us off,
yeah.
first thing I was excited to pick up on, and that opened up more possibilities of the DCU, is once we saw Rick Flag, I was like, okay, cool. We got the Rick Flag element. We got the return of Joel Kinnaman in
Well,
that role, which I really like.
what's funny is we were like theorizing that he was gonna come in later in the season, and we're not even halfway through the season, and he pops up.
Not even halfway through, and we've already killed Peacemaker number 2 and reintroduced Rick Flag.
Mm-hmm.
And what I really liked was, again, here comes the curiosity of what's canon and what isn't. But as James Gunn has said, if it's referenced, it's canon. And he talked about his girlfriend not being able to break up with her because she's a sorceress. And they even name drop her as June, and that would be Cara Delevingne's character from the Suicide Squad 1 when she
I
played
did not know. I did not know this. Well, see, I'm not the biggest DC like super fan, so I would not pick up on something like that. I
so
literally thought it
that's
was a random bullshit.
so that's big. She played Dr. June. I forgot her last name, but Cara Delevingne in the first Suicide Squad, which was directed by David Ayer, that one has some connective tissue to the Suicide Squad with John Cena that James Gunn did. And it's interesting because in that one, Rick Flag is dating, again, Cara Delevingne's character, Dr. June something. I forgot her last name. And she plays Enchantress, who is the villain of that movie.
Oh,
Uh,
that's who that is. Like the little like
yeah.
ancient witch character.
Yep. So that's
Gosh,
why
yeah.
she even references June. She goes, "Aren't you going to go back to June or something like that?" And he says, "I can't break up with her because she'll just find me because she's a sorceress, whatever." So that begs to wonder, like, okay, I'm guessing that is Enchantress, but not from Dave. This is where it gets confusing, maybe. Not
Yeah.
from David Ayer's Suicide Squad. I have a feeling that is still the same character, but from that dimension.
So
Um,
so don't correct me if I'm wrong, but because later in the episode we see another Rick Flag and Amelia Harcourt that seem to be together, but in this flashback, this are Peacemaker's dimension, right? In the timeline where he gets killed in Corto Maltese,
oh, it's a good question
right?
because
I'm
she
assuming
does
because
say,
there's that little montage where over the intro song it plays like him getting stabbed in the heart.
"Oh, true," because she does say you are going out to Corto Maltese.
Yeah,
Um, then yes, you're okay.
I think
Interesting. Wait a
because
minute. So
you could get it you can get it a little mixed up, but I think that was our Amelia Harcourt, not because it seemed more like our Amelia Harcourt. The Amelia we see later in the other dimension is like a goody two shoes nice girl, so it was a little Did I just stump you with this one?
no, yeah, you're that's interesting. My brain just went right to thinking that was the alternate
I
universe.
think a lot of people could get confused.
I don't know.
Listen, I'm assuming it is because the Rick Flag we see in the alternate universe is alive and not killed. So,
And see my mind, which maybe I'm really dumb, thought that was 3 years ago, but in the alternate universe, not in the our Peacemaker's universe.
yeah, but even
Eh,
so, he would still he's still alive. He'd be dead.
See, now I'm trying to trace back, but here's the thing. So 3 years ago is 2022, obviously, or I guess when they filmed it 25th, so 2021. In that Suicide Squad, which is connected to the first one, but not necessarily a sequel,
Hmm.
Rick Flag, they never even reference June. They never reference her, but
Yes,
she
it
dies,
was kind of clunky how
but
it
she
was.
dies in David.
But is David Ayer's Suicide Squad canon to the DCU?
No way, she doesn't die. They bring her back.
Oh, okay.
No. He kills her. Fuck. Now I'm so
I'm
confused.
gonna be honest. I don't even remember. Shout out South Park, by the way. My cup has South Park stickers all over it. But
I know. Shout out the South Park. Shout out my. We start shouting things out.
we
This
come on. We
is
need a sponsor.
this is Kimmy D Studios. My good friend Kim.
Oh,
She
that's
makes
cute.
she makes these little glass cups and all these awesome things. And this one says it's got a hamster on it. It says "Will you be mine?" Um. Anyway,
Okay. Anyways,
you know what, man? I'm stumped, and I really don't know what fucking
see,
Rick Flag we're dealing with.
but I look at this as a negative because not even that's a negative. I'm assuming this is the Rick Flag from Corto Maltese from the Suicide Squad. It's our Peacemaker. But the whole Enchantress thing, I didn't really know who that character was because I'm just not the biggest DC fan. But now that I know that that's Enchantress, like that kind of makes things confusing because is David Ayer Suicide Squad can't. I fucking hate this canon. What's canon? What's not canon bullshit. Like, I wish he just like hard resetted it, but
Kind of. Yeah, this is rough. I don't know. I don't know. Look, we're gonna have to move past this.
we gotta move past it, yeah. But
Uh, yeah, this is gonna be an interesting thing to. I mean, I don't know. I absolutely don't know.
I
This is confusing.
um but I wrote in terms of the cold open just great stuff. Like I was really shocked to see him and it was just cool. But then going right into the intro, my second note was this intro has just really grown on me and I like it more than the first one.
Oh, even the song. I don't know if I'm there yet, but I definitely like the look, the dance, the colors. Fun fact I just learned on the episode 2 of the DC podcast with James Gunn.
Mm.
Something I never noticed is the actor who plays Vigilante. There's a different actor. There's a random actor dancing in the sequences, in the intro, I mean, of the first season. And that is because that actor was originally casted as Vigilante. They already shot the dance sequence. Now I want to go back and watch it because apparently there's somebody else in there. They got this other guy to play Vigilante. So technically,
Interesting.
when they were going over the filming of the intro, that was his first time getting a chance to be a part of it. So now I want to go back and watch the intro to season 1 because apparently there is some other actor who sucks for him got to do that, but then they recast it for whatever reason. And now they have this guy who this was his first time getting a chance to like be a part of it or something like that.
Very interesting.
But it is growing on me a lot, Foxy Shazam. I've been
This
using it when I teach boot camp classes. It's a great song.
this is a song that I would rather listen to than the first season song, which is like the do you want to taste it, whatever song. I would rather listen to this song more so in my daily life than the first seasons. But I also just I love the energy of the dance in this one, like how it kind of gets romantic in certain parts. But even
Yeah.
how like they went all out with the effects on this one. Like I never even noticed like the alternate Amelia and David Denman's character. I don't know what like his superhero's name is yet, but when they like fly up when all
Yes.
takes off his mask, like I didn't even notice that. Like it was sick.
Really?
They have a lot of like cool ass effects going in that intro. Yeah.
I also picked up on this is going to go to something in the episode, which I'll jump into as well. I like that. So the stand, are we just kind of going all over the place?
Mm-mm.
No, we're not.
I
Okay.
kind of want to.
But
I kind of want to filter it. You know.
all right, I'll go back to the intro then, since we're still hovering around the beginning of the episode. I like how I noticed that I'm going to call her Harcourt. This is what James Gunn calls him, Harcourt number 2. In that intro, I like how when you see who she is, which one that is, because she's wearing a nice dress, where Harcourt 1 is wearing black
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. I liked seeing like,
It's
oh, now I
it's
could look
literally
like,
like black versus yellow.
yeah, like, oh, look at that. Like even like those are now I'm picking up on just like a couple little things. But let's go back to the that open that you like so much, which I did too. But you were starting to talk about that. Was there anything else you had to say regarding the cold open?
No, because you know they keep it short and sweet, and I think we're gonna get an expansion on our Amelias and our Rick flags in our dimension. I'm saying ours as in like the original timeline, like
Yeah.
timeline 1. I think we're gonna see an exploration of their relationship a little bit, because I think that may tie into how Harcourt's feeling in that dimension.
Oh yeah.
I think there's something more there that we do not know yet, and James is going to compare the two universes to explore that. You know what I mean?
Interesting. I mean, we're definitely seeing like totally a different side.
Yeah.
I mean, not a different side, but like it's such a contrast to our Harcourt.
So, moving on from that, Peacemaker then wakes up in the house that he fell asleep and drunk in the second dimension. And I thought it was really I thought his delivery. So when he has the phone and he's peeing and he sees how he was texting Harcourt, he's like, "Don't be late," and it's like 11:35. He's like, "Come on, piss." The way that he delivers piss, like I literally had to write a note, like just amazing delivery. Like it's so funny. And then even going into the scene with David Denman, I even wrote like David Denman is awesome. And not even that. It's him, it's Cena's and his chemistry is like off the charts. Like
I
I
agree.
feel it. I really feel the brotherly whatever going on there. I feel it. They have a really great chemistry that I don't think many of the like they're probably the two strongest in this cast, right? I really am just David Denman's barely done anything in the season so far, and I really just love what he's giving to this character.
I like the contrast though of the individuals that the contrast between the two of them, like how
Mm-hmm.
David Denman is not as obviously not nearly as muscular as John Cena, He
No.
doesn't have any hair. He has facial hair.
Granted, it seems like he got in a good amount of shape though
No,
for
he
this.
definitely looks like he got in shape, but like body wise, I mean, he doesn't have hair. He's got a goatee. He just looks like he doesn't look like, like they didn't cast somebody who looks like John Cena, like, and they got like another guy who has John Cena, but David Denman still comes off to me like the older brother.
Mm,
Like he's got big bro energy. And again, like it's not like they casted another jacked guy who's clean cut,
yeah.
who's got nice hair.
Mm,
They casted like he just seems like he does come off. It's almost like hard to put into words. He definitely comes off with like big bro energy. Like there's
agreed.
just something about his presence, which is just it's so commanding, but he's so warm.
Yes,
Like
exactly. That's it.
he's
You
just so
explained it
warm
perfectly.
towards him.
Because
Yeah.
that little pop quiz scene where he's like, "Dude, what the fuck? You're being weird as shit." But like the cute like energy they have like coming off, like I like it.
Even like he's making breakfast for him.
Yeah, he's like, I have you eggs. Like, come on up. Like, I'm making you eggs. Like, that
And
was okay.
another thing too, in terms of being big brother energy, or this isn't necessarily a big brother thing, but the way that he clearly is also concerned about his brother's well-being, because we learn that this Chris Smith has some issue with drugs
Yes,
or
yeah, the drugs
pharmaceuticals.
under the pants and everything, and
Yeah.
many
And
references
his
to the pills.
and his brother has a big, like concern over that. He references it a couple times.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like he seems like the brother who has his there's something. Can you hear that?
Yeah, well, you got the cat in the background.
Siren. No, there's like sirens in the
Oh,
back. Um, but just is it loud?
no, I can't hear it
Oh,
anymore.
really? Interesting. Okay. But there's just something so like just the way he talks to him, the energy he has. He almost has like a father energy towards Chris. Like you can tell he's the one who keeps Chris in check, it seems.
Yeah.
Like if that guy gets out of line, David Denman's character is like here to set him straight.
So moving on. Well, what do you think of the peace cycle?
One more thing,
Oh,
since we're
okay,
going to
okay.
go in order.
Yeah.
One thing I'm appreciating about alternate Chris's room is the they switch the names of bands.
Yeah,
If you
it's like the
notice, like
mismatch. Yeah, I know. I noticed that in the second episode.
in this one, I noticed I made a note in his room. Instead of pour some sugar on me, Def Leppard, which I know they changed the name of Def Leppard, it's something else, is pour some honey on me.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the little things, like even in his universe, it's not like it's still Def Leppard. I forgot what they call them, the band, but like I like how there's like an inverse or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Oh,
Uh, the
100%.
the Peace Cycle I thought was awesome.
So, do you know anything about the Peacemaker comics? Like, is that comic accurate?
Nope, I know
Okay.
nothing about the Peacemaker
If that's
comics.
original, that thing looks awesome.
Yeah,
And I
it,
love his little helmet and like the scene, which is almost like one of the standout scenes of the episode, is when everyone is just celebrating him
yeah.
and whatnot. Okay, I've seen a lot of chat on Twitter about this. Like, it's so weird. Every time I finish an episode of Peacemaker, my Twitter is just flooded with Peacemaker things. It's like it somehow knows that I finished the episode. So, what I saw was a lot of people are like pointing out that in every scene in the second dimension, there's not one black person. but
Really?
but people actually think this is going to be a plot point in relation to Augie and how Augie is the hero of the white dimension.
Oh shit. So
Yes.
is this one of those things where we're really gonna find out like the evil is still there, just in a different way?
I I think so, bro, cuz
You know what, dude?
it's a
James
little crazy that they're even in the villainous group, the Sons of Liberty, everybody, there's not one person of color.
James Gunn is way too inclusive to have not like there's just no way.
Same thoughts exactly, but I just saw a lot of Twitter chat and that, so I wanted to bring it up because I thought it was a really interesting note.
I am so tempted in the background on mute to put this episode on and start skimming through.
But I will say, this episode featured a lot better filmmaking and pacing than episode two. And just like even a quick note of that, there's a scene when he has the Peace Cycle where he's revving it up, and that transitions into Harcourt using a blender. And
Right.
just
That's true.
things like that connect the pacing better. Like it's kind of how I was talking about last episode of that awkward scene of eagerly walking slow and the music is not really paced that well and it's a little
Uh,
odd. This is an example of like better transitioning, better use of audio and filmmaking and editing. Like this episode was much better in that department, except for one scene which I will get to later on.
okay. Well, one thing I couldn't help but note, my brain just processed it was when he's driving along and the kid rolls down his window. He's like, "I love you, Peacemaker." I was getting like major energy of from John Cena in wrestling and the way that kids have
Mm.
always been attracted to John Cena and the way they love John
Well,
Cena.
isn't Cena also like the number one Make a Wish guy?
Number one.
Yeah,
He's
right.
I forgot how many hundreds of wishes, but nobody's done more for Make-A-Wish, especially with little kids, which I think pretty much Make-A-Wish is, um, than Cena.
Yeah.
Uh, are you aware of the comedian Shane Gillis?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
He
you know
has
Shane.
that show on Netflix,
Tires,
Tires, yeah.
which I have to still have to watch that. I'm a big fan of Shane. I saw just on a quick side note, I saw him do this bit in person, but he talked about John Cena in regards to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And he said, any parents out there, he's like, if you see John Cena coming your way with your kid and they're in Make-A-Wish, he goes, get them the fuck away. He goes, he's the angel of death. He's like, they call in John Cena when your kid is in like the bottom of the ninth, essentially.
Oh my
So,
god.
it's-
That's fucked up, man.
he calls
Wait,
Cena
when did you see him in person?
right around the time he started blowing up, like
Where at though?
2022 at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick here in New Jersey.
Oh,
My
interesting.
client, my client Vicky and her husband Vinny Brand, they own the
Vicky
Stress
and Vinny.
Factory. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, they own it. So they'll let me know when like, hey, this person's coming around to test out material or this person's coming and whatnot. So I saw Shane. I was like, oh, this is the guy who just got fired from SNL
Yeah.
because he was on SNL for a day. And then I don't know if you know that backstory. Cancel culture went after him. He blew up, and I saw him right before he started doing like big specials. But yeah, I'll never forget he called Cena the angel of death.
Yeah, it's funny. I've seen a couple of things from Gillis, but I've never like deep dived into him, or I've never
Oh,
watched Tires
dude.
or anything like that.
Tires is on my list, but Gillis is one of my favorites. Um, but yeah, that I did like that sequence. And you started talking about the terrorists. This was really the first time I think we saw Peacemaker in action this season.
Yeah,
Was it
we are
not?
skipping a good amount though. If we jump to
Oh,
them.
I am. I thought we were.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. The date sequence, and I just jumped over like
Even
10
more,
minutes.
but there was the scene in Harcourt's apartment where like Leota is kind of pressuring Harcourt into asking about Chris and like what their relationship is, and she,
Harcourt number one.
yeah,
Har Har.
Harcourt one, yeah, essentially says like, no, there will never be anything between me and Chris, and obviously that's bullshit. But
Is that when they're also sitting outside at one point talking, right?
I think at a certain point, yeah, that's
So
later. But there's
I
this is a great example of good comedy. Is the scene of Adrian Vigilante when he is talking about like his knowledge of spiders
yeah, and then
and
crows.
it crows. But anyways, he walks off screen to go get Economos in the bathroom, and they have like a voiceover I think of him being like, "Hey, do you want to quiz me on spiders?" And he just Economos starts screaming, and like
Before
that's a
that, he's
good
like, "Why are your fingers in my mouth?"
yes, but that's just a good example of comedy in the show, and I'm gonna get later
Yeah.
into some of the not so great examples, but just I like the use of comedy there.
And also, even though it's not an Easter egg, I can't help but point out that at one point, Adrian says, Vigilante, he says that he likes owls. Every time I hear anything regarding
Oh,
owls when it comes to a
you gotta
DC
let it go,
project,
pal. You gotta let it go,
like,
pal.
he does say manta rays. I'm like, look, it's very selective. James Gunn loves Easter eggs. Manta rays, my mind goes Aquaman, Black Adam, Aquaman, Black Manta, whatever.
So
Um,
is the animal quiz bit gonna be like a whole thing throughout the season? I'm assuming is it every episode? Because they honestly haven't given Adrian a lot to do this season other than just comedic relief.
they have not, but James Gunn said in episode 3 of the Peacemaker showcase, we're going to see something big with Adrian coming up. He
Okay.
didn't say what, obviously, but he basically said he's like Adrian's going to have something pretty big coming up soon.
Okay. Cool.
Because I was thinking the same thing, but like Gunn already covered that. One thing I really liked about Jennifer Holland's acting, Harcourt, um, in this episode was just a little thing when she's having that talk with
Leota.
what's her name? Leota. Uh, the way that she's doing and she's like holding her cup and they're talking, she's like, no, we'll never be something. She's just doing such a perfect uh job at expressing like being the individual who is trying to act like we're not going to be together, but I don't like him, but I clearly do. It's just we've seen that in a thousand different movies and shows, but the way she does it, I had to make a note of it. It just seems so real.
I've
It's these
I've
subtle.
I've seen this exact conversation happen in real life. So
Yeah. Like the way she's like very subtle about it. It's not like she's doing big gestures. It's just like a lot of her eyes and the way that she's just acting just with her face is it's
she's
very subtle.
she's really good. Like I really want to see her in more. Like I get she's James Gunn's wife. That's
Yeah.
most likely why she has this role and whatnot. But like she earns it. Like she's great.
Hmm.
She's really great. So then we get Peacemaker entering Argus, and this is what I was gonna ask since you're kind of Mr. Resident DC, the resident DC guy of the podcast here.
Oh boy, don't put that out there, dude. I don't know. I know who
Okay.
Peacemaker was until Suicide Squad.
So, anyways, when he's get talking to the guy at the front desk, the guy at the front desk goes, "How was Mr. Grant's results?" And he goes, "Very positive. It was the cancer thing." Who's Mr. Grant?
I don't know.
We don't know. Okay, I
Nope.
thought maybe this was another DC character. Either you're gonna pull some shit out of your ass, another DC character, but
I don't.
okay. So eventually we see John in Argus. Well, I say John as it's seen at Chris Peacemaker
Chris Smith.
run into Rick Flag, and
Great moment.
great moment. What's interesting though is this Rick Flag is acting a little bit different. Like he's still cocky, arrogant, but like he's a little bit bumbly, awkward.
He's working in the office too. He's an
Yeah.
office guy.
Yeah, so he's a little bit bumbly, awkward, and I guess he's ex-army. I think Harcourt said it's either Marines or Army.
Marines, I think, right?
Whatever, because she was talking about the jarhead thing. I don't remember the exact line, but I think a bad example of comedy was just a little. It was a little too goofy when he like was doing the whole hiding thing and running.
Oh, I loved that.
Didn't work.
So
Didn't
did
work.
So it's funny. James Gunn has Joel Kinnaman on this week's episode of the Showcase, and everybody was, "Oh my God!" I agree. They loved it. I loved it too. He knocked into the trash can. He goes, "That shouldn't be here. That's your problem." Oh my God, I loved that.
I guess it didn't
Sorry.
work for me. I think
Oh, it totally worked for me.
the show's comedy just there's so many different types of comedy in the show, and just when it gets ultra goofy like that, and there's another point where it kind of gets ultra goofy like that later on, I just don't like it would be fine if he just ran into the garbage can, but like it's the whole shots of him being like
Yeah, I thought that was great.
and like all right, so the people on the audio aren't gonna know what I'm doing. I'm doing like the little sneaking around the corner faces
Yeah.
and everything. It just wasn't really working for me.
Oh man, I
Anyways.
thought that was so funny. I'm not kidding.
I don't know, it
really
just didn't fully work for me. It was kind of like this is a little goofy. But I really like the contrast between Hardcore 1 and Hardcore 2. Just how nice the Hardcore is. And you could see it on Cena's
I made a note of that.
Cena's facial acting when he realizes, like, this girl's different. Is when he's like,
He even calls her Harcourt. She's like, "Okay, Smith, we're doing last
Yeah.
names now."
yeah. Good stuff. That was really good stuff.
I really do think like it's like I made a note of that. Like her acting and the way she's doing each character is awesome. She even changes like the inflection of her voice.
She does. She's doing
When
a
she's-
lot of subtle shit that I really like.
Mhm.
But
And she's very smiley and very like jittery around him. It's like this is like what he wants in his universe.
exactly. And which
Like
is
this
really
is the
sad.
Harcourt he wants.
That's what's really sad and dark about it, you know?
Yeah.
But I just wrote next to the Rick trash can thing. I didn't even say it was that bad. I just wrote a little goofy. That's all I wrote.
Yeah, it worked for me. I thought it was so funny. I really did.
So I will say, when it cuts back to Tim Meadows in the hospital with Sasha Bordeaux,
Mhm.
and he's like, he took advantage of the whole duck thing and the whole bird blindness. That still is not working for me. That is
I agree.
that
I
is
agree.
not funny at all to me. That's like ultra goofy. Tim Meadows' characters is not working for me. I think that's what it is. I love Tim Meadows. I just don't know if I don't know if he fits. To me, he lowers the stakes of Argus a lot. Because you have Rick Flag Sr., who's after
Right.
Peacemaker, there's a clear vengeance out for him. Tim Meadows being like this goofy like sergeant, like it's established no stakes with his character. He got his ass beat by an eagle, which he calls a duck. So
Right.
it's just stupid. Like that was I don't I don't get his character. I will say though, I loved seeing. I literally wrote it was amazing that Michael Rooker is like
Oh my
an
God,
eagle hunter or whatever they said
dude.
it was.
Michael Rooker coming in as that guy and the way that he's dressed like Willie Nelson,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, like a Native American or something. Like
Yeah,
he's such a weird. They do talk about him in that one podcast too. Like he's just such an oddball.
yeah.
I love
So
Michael
the whole
Rooker.
so yeah, I'll get into the Argus stuff later on, but I really like the heart to heart that Hardcore 2 and Chris have on the bench. I
Mm,
thought that was a really sweet moment. I thought it was
yeah,
written really well.
yeah. That again, this is now the second or maybe all three episodes. Definitely this one yet again that I personally connected to.
Mm.
Like just regarding like the whole their relationship and it bringing it back to real life for me, where it was like I've lived a moment pretty much like that,
Yeah.
where literally, I mean, the line where she says something like, "We'll give this a shot until you get curious and maybe change your mind in a couple days." And I was like, "Oh God damn it, man!" Like James Gunn fucking writing shit that I've literally like lived again. Like again, he's just Gunn is really good. This episode stands out to me as another example of James Gunn just even in like a world as crazy as Peacemaker and Suicide Squad and throwing Guardians of the Galaxy in there,
Yeah.
the guy just also knows how to throw in such good relatable beats,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's through like romance or father son like we've seen in this show and in Guardians or
Yeah.
even like using animals. Like
Always using
Gunn knows,
animals.
yeah, even Superman again, like he figured out how to humanize Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just so good at this shit. Sorry, go ahead.
So let's move on to the start of the action scene. I thought it was really interesting. It's not like a bomb going off purposefully. It's a terrorist tripping. Like he trips
Yeah, yeah,
and the bomb explodes. Like that
yeah.
was awesome. Like the fact that it just randomly happens like that and the effect of the bench being blown back and how they fly back looked really cool. But I was gonna ask, do you know who the Sons of Liberty are or are these new characters?
I think those are new characters. I've never heard of them.
Okay. So that also makes me think like what's going on in this dimension? Is there some sort of social hierarchy class thing going on with them trying to burn down these government establishments? And could that play into the no person of color thing? Like there's a lot of interesting thoughts flowing through my mind now.
That's true. That's very
You
true.
know what I mean?
Yeah, it's almost like this episode is setting up the more that you've pointed this out. It's like this episode is maybe setting up a like maybe by the end of it we're going to find out the grass isn't greener over there.
I mean, that's definitely where it's going.
Like there's something going on here. I would wonder if again there's going to be a scene where him and Harcourt are maybe going to do this thing like our Peacemaker and their Harcourt, and then she just drops a bomb. You know what I'm waiting for? It's like the moment in Guardians 2 when Star-Lord is connecting to his dad and his dad's talking about his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's that one fucking line. I've got the chill bumps where the movie takes a turn and it's the way Kurt Russell delivers it. And then he just goes, and the day I had to put that cancer into your mom's brain. And it's just whoop, like everything shifted. Like it
Yep.
turned, and I'm almost waiting for the moment when either his dad or Harcourt or both or his
I
brother
think it's gonna be hardcore,
says
if anything.
something that it
It's gonna
flips
It's
everything.
gonna be his brother or David Denman. I mean, what the fuck am I saying? It's gonna be David
His
Denman or Harcourt.
or
It's gonna be one of
Harcourt.
the two. I don't think they're gonna redo the dad thing.
You know what? Yeah, that
I
makes
think the
sense.
dad's gonna play into it
Yes.
100%, but it's I don't think that's gonna be the reveal from him.
There's going to be something that again when he does that in Guardians 2, I remember being in the theater and going like, "Oh, like it just the movie, everything I saw about that movie suddenly changed." And I think the when she drops a bomb on him or David Denman does,
Mm-hmm.
it's then going to make us think about it's going to make us reflect about everything we saw before that.
100%.
Yeah,
What did you think of the Sons of Liberty action sequence?
that was great. I mean,
I
we saw
some
some brutal.
That's what I mean. This is like, is this the most brutal Peacemaker's ever gotten?
He was pretty brutal in the sequence in Suicide Squad where him and Bloodsport
Are going like back and
murder
forth. Yeah.
they murder those people who they find out were innocent.
Yeah.
And I mean, he has said, I would kill men, women, and children for justice. So, I mean, I think it's the most brutal we've seen him, but dude, he was going to put a bullet in Ratcatcher's head. We saw him kill Rick Flag. I mean, he was brutal in Suicide Squad.
Like, God, that shot of the axe going into that guy's face in the hole
Yeah.
it leaves. Great, great gore. The one
Yeah.
that really stood out to me was the pencil
And the
grab.
way he
And he's like,
grinds them.
yes,
Yeah.
the pencil one was great. I will say, even though the action scene has a lot of cool choreography and David Denman's character coming in at the end and flying through the helicopter, really cool. I don't know if you noticed this, and you probably didn't because this is my film school nitpicky brain going off. The weather in that scene changes like 9 times.
Didn't notice.
It will cut to Harcourt being scared and sad, and there's a clear sun glaring on her face. It'll cut to the helicopter, and it's dark, cloudy, looks like it's gonna rain.
Hmm.
And I can tell they shot these things on different days, or fudged with it in the CGI. It just didn't look good, and to me, the effect of David Denman flying through the helicopter and the weird smoke that comes out of the helicopter did not look
Yeah.
good. That looked like really bad CGI. So it's interesting. The gore looked really good, but then some of the CGI of the helicopter, the smoke looked really bad in my opinion.
That's interesting. I didn't run off on me. What actually ran off on me on that scene, and it kind of reminds me of like Peacemaker, that he'll do whatever it takes to whoever, is the way that David Denman's character goes through that helicopter without giving a fuck what happens next. Like if
Yeah,
it
about who's
crushes a
under them. Yeah,
thousand people, if it flies and he just goes through it. And I watched as I was thinking, somebody's got to do something about that. And it just so happens to land where nobody is.
yeah. So I think on a narrative level, that scene worked like really well, and there was some really cool action choreography. But on the filmmaking side, like even the set, it was clearly a set. Wherever Harcourt and Chris was, I just didn't think it looked that good. It looked kind of underpopulated, and the set,
In when they were on their date.
yeah, like it just looks very fakey. And I don't know if that's supposed to be going along with this whole like whitewashed perfect world. I don't. Maybe that's gonna play into it, but I just didn't think it looked that great. And then the helicopter. I mean, especially the helicopter. I can bypass the weather being different,
Yeah.
whatever. I thought the helicopter smoke CGI was like laughably bad. I'd be interested if you went back and rewatched that.
I mean, I certainly pay attention, but I didn't pick up on it being like bad CGI though. That's interesting.
That's just me personally. That's like my nitpicky brain. It's not even a huge thing. I just that it didn't really work that well for me. I guess. Yeah, I wrote in my notes sunny versus cloudy question mark. What's going on? Um, that's just the shit my brain picks up on.
Yeah.
But so then we cut back to Argus, right? And we find out that Economos is going to be working with Judo Master.
Whose name is Rip Jagger,
Yeah,
which apparently is comic accurate.
really.
Yeah, and Rip Jagger was not Filipino in the comics. He was white, as most characters were back then. Um,
His introduction though, of just hey fatty,
hey, fat,
and then
eating the Cheetos.
eating the Cheetos, and then Economos screaming is hilarious. That was great.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we knew he was coming back because he's in the dance sequence.
Mm-hmm.
Like that dance sequence always kind of tells you like who are we going to be working with, in the season. Not everybody,
Yeah.
um, but it's fun to have him back. I mean, I thought the character was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm not. If they never brought him back, I wouldn't care that he's back. I'm like, okay, cool.
I did write in my notes though. This is just kind of how my brain was working back and forth. I wrote Argus needs more stakes. They are very goofy. But I also wrote that the ending of all of them going to Chris's house helps a little bit. And like we saw a lot of their manpower. But the representatives, the only two that I feel like have actual stakes to their characters are Sasha Bordeaux and Rick Flag Sr. When you have like Judo Master and the Tim Meadows character, Dr. Flurry or whatever, they don't really work that well for me. Judo Master was funny in season 1, but I just feel like Argus is very goofy when I feel like I should be taking them a bit more serious, you know?
Or should you? Because they are missing Amanda Waller, and
Maybe that's the point.
maybe this is what happens when the inmates are running the asylum, and somebody like Amanda Waller is
You,
not in
you know
charge.
what? Maybe that's the point, and I'll eat my words. I feel like I should be feeling more stakes, especially since Rick Flag Sr.'s on a personal vengeance quest against Peacemaker. Clearly, I'm not feeling those stakes right now.
Maybe that's also part of the reason why they are a bit reckless, is because Rick Flag is making this personal
It's not that they're
as
reckless. I just think they're goofy.
right. Okay, like the actual characters are just yeah. Okay, yeah. Tim Meadows, I like him in that role. Maybe if he was a little less, I don't know.
I
Like
liked his
there,
commentary with Economos in the second episode,
yeah.
but I will say like the whole bird blindness bit and the whole I just none of that worked for me.
Tim Meadows has it. He's a great actor. Has it in him for this because if you see him in Mean Girls,
Mm-hmm.
he's very quirky in Mean Girls. But then there's that one scene where everybody's freaking out, and I forgot how he gets their attention. If he like doesn't he, I don't know if he pops a gun. He does something to get all their attention, and he suddenly becomes very serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has that. Like Tim Meadows, just think of people think of like goofy Tim Meadows, but if you watch it in Mean Girls, he does play a quirky kind of dumb principal.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's a scene where he gets all their and he's like yelling, and he's very authoritative.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, it's there, but I don't know. I mean, he was like James Gunn sought him out. Like he wanted Tim Meadows for this role. And I mean, you know what Tim Meadows brings, so I guess this is just what he wanted.
Where the episode ends though with David Denman and Chris's conversation.
Hmm.
I just wrote again like it their chemistry is so good and it makes the contrast of everything so utterly dark. It's just it makes me so curious to see where their relationship is going to go. That's what I was talking about before. I'm so invested in the Dimension 2 storyline. I really don't care about the Argus Rick Flag Senior stuff right now. And I
Not
want
right now. I think
I want to care more about it, but I'm curious to see how it's all going to coincide.
I feel like that it's obviously purposeful because I wouldn't think that's something that he would have like not done on purpose.
Hmm.
I feel like maybe as viewers, if he added so much on each universe, would it be too complicated and too much to process? As in, maybe the first half of the season, it's like, okay, let's focus on setting up this other universe.
Yeah.
Second half, we're going to go heavy on our universe. Like maybe if it's too much to balance, where it's like, okay, like we'll give a more focus on this avenue in this
So
universe, and then we'll
this is going to be
shift.
8 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we still have a lot of time. We're only going to be halfway through the season next week.
I
So.
don't mind that flow though. Clearly, they want you to focus as a viewer on the alternate dimension
Mm-hmm. Hundred
right now.
percent. 100%.
And maybe it would be a little more difficult to talk about if we were like, oh, this really heavy this is me. This really heavy shit's happening in our universe. Oh, but then this is happening. Maybe it's just better to have it like this is taking center stage right now. It's about to, I think we're about to see some sort of transition because shit's about to pick up in our universe.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be some sort of there's gonna be some sort of change. I'm curious to see how Adrian's gonna play into it because clearly James is setting something up with him.
Yeah. And he
But
said he literally is too. Like I think I'm curious as well.
did you have any other notes on the episode?
Yeah, they referenced the events of Superman, which I like, that little connective tissue.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about what happened in Metropolis. So I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And no, no, I mean, I do have some stuff on DC to get into briefly.
Yeah, if you wanna
But
if you
in
wanna cap
regards
our
to the
review there.
episode, no, nothing, nothing major.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where it's gonna go.
Yeah. Uh, in terms of what I was mentioning regarding DC, it
Mm-hmm.
was interesting this week. People were wondering if David Cornsweet was spoiling something because he posted a picture of him and Cena, a selfie, and Cena was in the outfit that he's wearing.
Yeah, well,
In
yeah, I saw that, and
You saw that,
I saw people being like, "How is James Gunn directing both at the same time?" James Gunn didn't direct most of these episodes.
right? He even said during these couple episodes that Greg Matola did, he was filming Superman, and he was actually coming over and doing little bits on set of Peacemaker, and then going literally cutting a little bit of time, which is like so fucking impressive.
Seriously,
Um, do you wonder to yourself at all, is, and this is maybe very pretentious to ask, is do you get concerned, like, is he balancing so much
a little.
that
Honest,
it's like, oh shit, what
honestly,
happens when others step in?
honestly, it makes me a little worried that he already said that this whole Superman Man of Tomorrow thing is coming out in 2027. This is a little quick. It, but you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let it ride, and if I like it, I like it. If
No.
I don't, I don't. It's just like this is all moving a little quick, and it's like we're already moving to a Superman sequel, and you haven't set up a lot of other characters. I don't know.
Well, that's not
It's not. I mean, it's not that far off. I mean, we had Iron Man 2. I get that, but
not necessarily the case either, because also, I mean, the gods and monsters slate for phase one has already been laid out, even with like certain loose release dates or
well, there's
years.
been a lot of changes to that, right?
Well, they added Clayface. They Everything else though is on, like, Lanterns is coming out. The Brave and the Bold is in, what do they call that? What's that general word again? Um it's in, not in production.
I mean, I guess.
What's
Well, it's not even in pre-production. It's kind of just
No,
like
what's the word I'm looking for?
it's
It's like
been
this.
green. It's been like greenlit, but like
There's another fancy term for, like, when they say it's in progress. I forgot what it is. It's like a Hollywood term, whatever. Anyways, but he even said that there is a secret DC project that's about to start filming or something. Something along those lines. Like, I don't know. I have a feeling if he couldn't juggle this, he just, I don't. I believe in James Gunn, and Superman is something he takes great pride in. And maybe this is the thing, is we do get frustrated. That's why I don't want to complain too much. We get frustrated when it's like, oh, you've introduced Charlize Theron, one of our biggest actors, at the end of Doctor Strange in 2022, and we still haven't heard or seen from her. So
hmm
I don't want to feel like, for me, I'm a hypocrite when I'm like, you introduced Mahershala Ali in 2021's The Eternals, and we don't know what the fuck is going on with Blade.
I
For
hear you.
James Cornsweet to be like, Man of Tomorrow, June 9th, 2027, I'm like, cool. Like,
No, no,
we're at
I
least
hear you.
not having to wait, especially after the Batman 2, even though it's an Elseworlds project. The fact that by the time that movie comes out, it'll be over, what, 6 years?
hmm
I like that James Gunn is like, no, we've got a schedule. And I believe in it because this isn't, just to make one more example, Star Wars, when Lucasfilm was purchased by Disney, and they rolled out release dates for three Star Wars movies without having anything, a director, anything attached. They just, here's release dates, let's get people excited.
hmm
And we saw what that was like.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I believe that with how much pride he's taking this and excitement, when you hear him talk about DC, this guy's pumped.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? You have a ghost in the corner of your room? You're like looking
No,
off to the
no.
right. But I believe in
Maybe
it.
I do.
Did you pick up on anything in the Man of Tomorrow posters that were tweeted about or Instagrammed? Because I did.
Are they like? Are they friends in the movie?
So Corn Sweat and Gunn and a couple others posted different pictures of them. There is one where they're fighting each other, and Lex is in the mech suit, which is big because we have never seen a live action film with Lex Luthor in the mech suit, which
Hmm.
is where he can physically like go at Superman. But then there's another one where Superman's leaning up against him, holding a screwdriver. There's a couple nuts and bolts by Lex's feet, almost as if Superman was helping maybe work on him a little bit. And the fact that he's leaning up against them and they're looking at you, they're not facing each other throwing punches, definitely implies that maybe they'll be fighting a bigger enemy
Oh,
together,
so
like a
Brainiac.
Brainiac.
Okay,
That's presumably,
that's the
yeah.
Superman villain, right? Like one of the other
Yeah.
bigger ones. Yeah,
One of your big three.
I only know that from like the Lego DC games.
Got Brainiac's a big one.
That's what I know it from. So
So that's interesting.
I'm curious.
And
that's all I can say because we don't know much.
we don't know. And to jump back strictly into Peacemaker, again, we've talked about this where James Gunn has said the last three episodes are going to be big,
Hmm.
filled with surprises. There's already been a lot of rumors about characters like Blue Beetle um, popping up as one of them.
What?
Um,
What?
Gunn has expressed using Blue Beetle and using the same actor
The
from
kid
the
from
Blue
the kid
Beetle
from Cobra
film.
Kai.
Is that who he is?
I think Zolo. I forget his last name.
Yeah, it's like Zolo. I don't know. Okay, whatever. I was gonna make a stupid joke. Um, but apparently, like, he's playing them very close to the chest. And he did say he even worded it on Instagram as Peacemaker is like the sequel to Superman and the prequel to like it's gonna also set us up for the Superman sequel.
Okay.
So that's I wonder. I think we're gonna get Corn Sweat in this season.
I'm sure we will. To be honest, I'm
I
sure
think
we
I
will.
think he's popping up. And not just
I'm
maybe in
curious to
some
see that
cameo
happen.
bit
Yeah.
role like, hey, I'm more muscular than you. I think it's going to be something that's actually rather important.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I
mean,
just did a lot of talking. I'm like letting you talk.
I don't have much to add just because I don't really know much. I mean, I'm curious to see all these. Honestly, out of everything, I'm most excited for Clayface.
Set photos with Clayface are getting out there, so everybody's got to be careful. But I'm like, I couldn't help myself. I clicked on a couple. Um, Spoiler alert for anybody not looking. There was graffiti spotted on the Clayface set with the word Joker. Jokers on the wall
Mm.
in Gotham. There's also been a final confirmation for anybody who thinks James Gunn has been lying about Robert Pattinson's Batman not being a part of this DC, like setting up a surprise. People have noticed on the set of Clayface that the Gotham City logos on the cop cars are not the same as the ones in the Batman, which for a lot of
So
people are
there you go. Right.
confirming these universes will not clash.
Unless it's a different time period, I guess. But
Unless
nah.
it's a different time period, but it doesn't
Yeah,
look
but
it. I
I don't
mean,
think that's gonna work. Anyways.
it looks. I don't want them to combine them. I know people do. I just want that there and that there. But yeah, Clayface and the set photos they show. Tom Ifen, I think his name is. He's got. It looks like his face has been fucking mangled, and
Hmm.
he's got scars and cuts and shit. So, yeah, I'm very excited for Clayface.
Me too. That's definitely my number one most excited. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm curious about Man of Tomorrow, but ultimately, I don't know much. I mean, I'm curious to see if they're gonna work together, obviously, but we don't know much. I don't. I guess I have a light interest in Supergirl. I have a light interest. You know.
I'm excited to see where I'm excited when it comes to the DCU to continue to see how well these things are going to be connected to each other.
Hmm.
Where some Marvel projects like begs the question, well, that was a big deal. How in this movie, how come some of the other Avengers didn't show up for this?
Yeah.
Like I like that there, and you can't have every character in every movie. I'm not saying that or TV show, but I like that he's doing a lot of good connective tissue so far. Like
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of like him putting,
Everything is making sense for the most part, except
yeah,
a little of the weird like canonical things. But you know. We can
Yeah,
get
and we
better.
saw
And I'm sure
we
these things will
saw
be
more.
explained in the future through the
I
movies.
think so too. And I like regarding the tones. I like that we not necessarily I like this, but I'm not complaining. But like we saw a girl flash Peacemaker,
Yeah, like we're still
and
in the world of Peacemaker, but in the
yeah,
world of, we're in the tone of Peacemaker, but in the world of the DCU.
and I like that. Like I really like that it doesn't feel like I'm watching something like you brought this up, like when Marvel rolled out Werewolf by Night,
Hmm.
and it's in the DCU, but you're like how and where
In the
and
MCU,
what and
right?
MCU.
Yeah.
Um, but like where you're just wondering how are these things ultimately connecting? Like, and it's just so far everything is connecting really well.
Okay. Well, I'm very curious to see where the rest of the season is going to go. We're going to be hitting the halfway point next week, so I
Yeah.
feel like something big is going to happen.
Any specific predictions?
I have no idea. I'm hoping we get some more. I'm hoping whatever's going to happen with Adrian happens next episode because I think his storyline needs to spark a little bit. And maybe a bit more of Leota because I feel like Leota and Adrian are being underserved.
I agree. And one thing that blew my mind, again, I'm still pleasantly surprised by this
Mm.
as an American movie watcher, show watcher, that I heard the actor who plays Adrian Vigilante in an interview, he's like full on British or whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
Like I'm like,
I
holy
would never
shit!
even
Like
know. I would never even know.
what a and my apologies to listening if he's not British, but I think it's a British accent. Dear God, like what a great job he does at covering up. Like listen to him in an interview. And another thing I didn't know is Joel Kinnaman has a little bit of a Swedish accent. Like he's of Sweden descent, and I was listening to him in
Ah,
an interview. He's doesn't he sounds like Rick Flag, but when he talks, you can hear the accent.
I gotta listen to the podcast.
That's where I heard. I'm like, holy shit! And like he's basically lost his accent from being in America, Joel
Mm.
Kinnaman. But there's certain things he says where he clearly, like, very impressive, like the way that the two of them cover up their.
Yeah,
It's like very like Benedict Cumberbatch is strange. Where I'm like, holy shit, that guy's not American. I mean, the name gives it away.
you're
Um,
making me just very curious and listening to the podcast.
yeah, I'm still in the middle of episode three's DC showcase. One of the side they have a side episode, by the way, of the DC showcase that James Gunn is not on, where it's I believe the dance choreographer or something, and they strictly talk about the intro to this year.
Wow.
And I haven't listened to it
Okay,
yet.
I'd
It's
be interested in that.
yeah, it's well over an hour. So I guess and they strictly about the music and the intro.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right. Well, that is our review for episode 3, and we'll be back next week for episode 4.
that's it. Sorry, I cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean that's all I have to say.
Oh gosh. Maybe this is how it's gonna go over Zoom, like these
Yeah.
little moments. But yeah, so as usual, everybody like, subscribe, share. Word of mouth is big. Tell your friend who's a movie fan. Another thing too that's worth pointing out is a lot of our episodes have been very specific to certain movies and television shows. What is on the way at some point is just more general topics,
100%.
discussions about directors, actors, even just certain topics we've talked about covering, and as requested by certain individuals, like like flashback episodes or whatever you want to call it, like breaking down an old film,
Mm-hmm.
like a classic. So those things are definitely coming down the pipeline as well.
100%. Well,
So
all right. Thank you guys for watching and listening.
thanks, everybody.